It's been just under a week since the new Borderlands 4 trailer dropped, and with it, along with many articles and interviews, there is a lot of new information regarding Borderlands 4. All of this new information can be very overwhelming, so I made this video to help boil it all down into a much less overwhelming chunk of information. Hey Vault Hunters, I'm Constant Canadian, and this is everything we know about Borderlands 4 so far. If you enjoy the video or found it helpful, be sure to leave a like and subscribe as it really helps out the channel, and if you really enjoy it, consider joining the membership program. 99 cents a month gets you a shout out at the end of my videos, as well as these cute emotes and awesome sub badges, and for $4.99 a month you get all that, plus early access to most of my videos. To start off, we know that our new planet is called Kairos. We don't really know much about this planet overall, but from the trailer we can see that there are many varying environments. We've got empty desert, lush fields, and snowy mountains. And while it hasn't been explicitly stated that interplanetary travel won't be featured in this game, Randy Pitchford, Gearbox's CEO, said something in an interview, which we'll talk about more later, that almost confirms that Borderlands 4 won't have interplanetary travel like Borderlands 3 did. The next part of information that is fairly important is the identity of our main antagonist. In the trailer, we get two shots of this guy here. It's pretty clear just from these two shots that he's our main villain. We don't just know what he looks like though. Thanks to this article from the Borderlands website, we know his name is the Timekeeper, a ruthless dictator who rules the planet from on high. This is even further confirmed by the shots of the various city environments where we can see his face plastered on most walls, almost to say he's always watching. The biggest thing for the Timekeeper though is a collectible from Borderlands 3. After collecting all of the Iridian writing slabs across the universe and returning to the Iridian slab in Tannis' lab, you can get an additional 2 writings from the slab. In the additional translation Secrets, she starts listing off creatures that were contained in vaults: Graveward, Traveler, and the Timekeeper. As we all know, Iridians don't just lock anything away in a vault, and all of the vaults are built to house the universe's greatest threats. Now, how the Timekeeper got out of their vault, we don't know, but we do know one thing: they've got to be incredibly dangerous. Possibly the most dangerous villain in Borderlands history, even more dangerous than Handsome Jack. As for our secondary antagonist, we've got this lady here. We know quite a bit about this character from both the trailers and a post from the PlayStation blog. Firstly, her name is Callis, Queen of the Ripper Clan. And if the Ripper Clan sounds familiar, it's also the name of the clan that Boom Boom and Captain Flint from Borderlands 2 were a part of. However, I significantly doubt that they're related, considering this will be almost a decade since Borderlands 2 and on an entirely different planet. Queen Callis is also the faceless arm that picks up the bandit mask at the end of the initial teaser trailer and at the beginning of the newest trailer. It was also confirmed in the same PlayStation blog post that it has been at the very least years since Elpis crashed into Kairos. What I find most interesting about this new character, Callis, is that she seems to have some sort of mind control maybe. In this scene, we can see a bandit kneeling in defeat, it looks like. Then we see Callis slap a psycho mask on them only for them to stand up and then immediately wake up. Almost as if this mask allows Queen Callis to force other people into her clan without their consent. What's also important to note here is that not everyone's wearing a mask. There are multiple scenes where we can see maskless bandits, so I'm fairly certain that Callis is using these psycho masks to somehow control the masses to do her bidding. There's a lot of conversation regarding the new 4 Vault Hunters in this game, and while I will say I'm nowhere near as upset about their appearance as some people seems to be, that's not what I wanted to talk about here. Somehow, people have been saying that they think the new Siren we have in the trailer looks like a grown-up Ava. This is just simply not true. The tattoos for this character are the wrong color and in the wrong location. The black markings on her face are symmetrical, meaning they're more than likely another tattoo rather than a mole. More importantly though, the Gearbox Twitter account came right out and said that all of the Vault Hunters are new characters. So this Siren is not Ava for absolute certain. There's certain weapon types that have been in previous games only to disappear in the succeeding entries. Both laser weapons and Iridian weapons are weapon types that only appeared in the pre-sequel and Borderlands 1 respectively, but they haven't appeared in any other games. Judging based off of the big battle scene at the beginning of the trailer though, and this scene here of the Siren using what appears to be a massive laser cannon, laser weapons are almost guaranteed to be coming back. I've also seen some people say that some of the weapons on the ground looked like Iridian weapons, but I have not seen anything too convincing of this personally. Additionally, Cryo is definitely coming back, which we can see here during Beefcake Hunky Pants' action skill as he pulls out one fire axe and one ice axe, And while I can say for sure that cryo will be coming back, I've not seen any evidence yet to make me believe that radiation is making a return. So we'll just have to wait and see for that. In a blink and you'll miss it moment, you can also see that Zayn is making a return to this game. Not much is shown in this scene, so my best guess is that Zayn will be one of the many quest givers in the game. Every new game entry into the series has added additional vehicles, and of course Borderlands 4 is no exception. In the trailer we see two separate vehicles. This one here that very closely resembles a pod racer from Star Wars, and this one here that is kind of similar to a sand skiff from the Captain Scarlet DLC. Though there are some differences, so it's probably something different entirely. On the topic of moving around the map fast, we officially have confirmation of grappling hooks. At the moment, it does seem like they'll only be able to be used from certain points on the map, which is a little disappointing, though we will just have to wait and see for that as well. In the same interview I spoke about earlier in the video with GameSpot, Graham Timmons, Gearbox creative director, said that movement tech is going to continue to improve from game to game. So that may hint at even more awesome movement tech coming in Borderlands 4. I mentioned earlier that Randy Pitchford said something in an interview that I wanted to talk about. The exact quote from the GameSpot interview is, "With Borderlands 3, with the idea of going to different planets, it was more compartmentalized." He followed that up by saying, "It felt a little bit less open and free. Borderlands 3 is the most open and free ever for the franchise." These quotes make me think for sure that the interplanetary travel system is a thing of the past. More importantly though, Randy Pitchford also said, "Now when you look at this scene in the trailer, you can see these characters looking out at a vista. In every video game you've ever played, that's a backdrop, right? In Borderlands 4, everything you're seeing is a playable space that you can get to and reach without a load time." The interviewer, Jordan Ramey, was quick to joke that he can see the moon in the picture, so clearly not everything can be reached. At which point, Pitchford doubled down, saying, "Everything, Jordan. Everything." So that confirms that we will not only be able to go to Elpis during the game, but also that we'll be able to do so seamlessly. So that's everything we know for Borderlands 4. I'm curious to know what you're most looking forward to from Borderlands 4. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.